What is up, Flick fans? Welcome back to my channel. Today we're talking the Film Independent Spirit Awards. I love what this is all about, representing the best of movies that are maybe operating on a limited or lower budget, highlighting independent filmmakers and actors that I am so excited to talk about. One, but two, that are just as important to the film industry as some of these bigger budget movies. And I also think this award ceremony is fantastic. Now, I didn't get a chance to watch it this year just because we were out, came in at the last second. I do have the list of winners, and today we are going to talk about those. And man, oh man, am I so excited about some of the ones that I've been able to see already. Woo! I need you in the comments down below letting me know. One, are you excited for the Oscars tomorrow? That is some people's Super Bowl. This is probably my AFC or NFC championship game. Just as important, just as monumental. And if you enjoy these kinds of awards videos, these Oscar videos, let me know by hitting that thumbs up button. Don't worry, the Oscars coverage is going to be hot tomorrow and Monday. But let's get right into covering and highlighting some of these winners. So a couple of these awards aren't necessarily talking about movies. They're highlighting more the people. So I will just read some of them off and then talk about the ones that really stand out for me. So we have the Truer Than Fiction Award, which is presented to an emerging director of nonfiction features who have yet to receive significant recognition. And that goes to Nadia Shihab, director of Jaddoland, which I didn't have the opportunity to see, but that is awesome for her. Then we have Someone to Watch Award, that is recognizing a talented filmmaker of a singular vision that also has not received appropriate recognition, and that is Rashid Ernesto Green, director of Premature. Interesting, winning that over Joe Talbot, the director of The Last Black Man in San Francisco. So I guess I need to watch Premature. The next award is the Producers Award, and that goes to Molly Asher. This is honoring emerging producers who, despite highly limited resources, demonstrate the creativity, tenacity, and vision required to produce quality, independent films. And once again, I love that this is highlighting those who maybe don't have the most resources, the biggest budget in the world, but they still get the job done. And these movies, usually the ones nominated, tend to be fantastic. This is recognizing a mid-career female director with a $50,000 unrestricted grant. That's pretty cool. Kelly Richard, congratulations for winning the Bonnie Award. And now we're actually getting into some of the movie categories. We'll start here. Now, these are films made for under $500,000. And to us, it seems like, oh, wouldn't that be a big budget? But no, in the film industry, that is considered almost nothing. So to make a movie this good on this level is fantastic. And the winner is Give Me Liberty, a film that obviously I have to check out now that it has won that award. The Robert Altman Award, given to one film's director, casting director, and ensemble cast. This is Marriage Story. Love seeing Noah Baumbach up there accepting this award. Marriage Story being one of my favorite movies of the entire year. Recognition tonight. It will get recognition tomorrow night. We just have to see if it ends up winning. Here we go. Best Editing. Now, I was so excited when I saw this winner, and I absolutely agree. I think my second place probably would have been The Lighthouse, but Uncut Gems, directed by the Safdie brothers. This movie has this frantic, fast-paced style that you don't get every day. And you know me, I'm a huge fan. I'm a huge advocate of this movie, and some other things about the film that we will get into here in just a second. But the fact that Uncut Gems did not get an editing nom at the Oscars, I mean, other than Sandler getting in Best Actor, which didn't happen, my other prediction was that it would get in for editing, just because I think it is a brilliantly edited movie. So the fact that it won here tells me that people still see that, respect that, appreciate that, and that is absolutely my choice in that category. Then we have Best Cinematography, and no doubt in my mind, well, it makes sense, one, because The Lighthouse is the only movie to get an Oscar nomination, but that doesn't matter right now, right? This is the Film Independent Awards, right? And it's going up against some stiff competition. Honey Boy, one of the most gorgeous films of the entire year. Midsommar, a movie that I would have absolutely put in the cinematography discussion at the Oscars. But The Lighthouse, every shot is a work of art. And even though the film is in black and white, I can say it's one of the most emotionally colorful movies that I saw in 2019. A lot of that comes from the camera work, the shot selection, best cinematography. So far, these awards, I mean, we've only talked about a couple of movie awards, but I'm on board with the winners. And let's get into what won Best Documentary. And this is actually my pick for the Oscar. I talked about this a couple of days ago in my Oscar predictions, but I think American Factory is going to win just because the talk has been nothing but American Factory. And one more thing I do want to point out is the fact that Apollo 11 got nominated here, did not get nominated for an Oscar. Apollo 11 was my, possibly, I can't remember my exact list, but possibly my favorite documentary of the entire year. I thought that movie was brilliant. It sucked you in. Kind of stings to see it not win. That would have been my choice here, but American Factory, I think, is going to take home the Oscar for Best Documentary. And here's the Parasite category, because Parasite is going to Parasite, and it's going to continue to Parasite, maybe even into tomorrow's ceremony. We're going to have to see, but it's definitely going to win International Foreign Film at the Oscars, but who knows about Best Picture? Regardless, Parasite wins International Film here. Bong Joon-ho, my boy, gets up there and accepts another award. Nice to see Portrait of a Lady on Fire there. Another movie that absolutely blew me away. Then we have Best First Screenplay. This is See You Yesterday. Now, I actually watched this movie, and while I didn't love this film, I enjoyed it. And it was interesting, and it was something that I've never really seen before. So a choice there, and it's also a category that I'm not as well aware of because these are a lot of films that I haven't seen. So See You Yesterday being one that I saw, I'm like, all right, I understand that, and there are your winners for that category. Best Screenplay, and this also makes a ton of sense. High Flying Bird getting in there is interesting for sure because I know a lot of people didn't love that movie, but I had a good time with it. Uncut Gems would have been my second place, but you're talking screenplay, Marriage Story, duh. To me, out of these 5 movies, it's easily the best screenplay, and it's also a dark horse to win the Oscar for best screenplay. So I think this film is absolutely wonderful. Noah Baumbach is a national treasure, and it's another one that deserved to win it. And I love seeing this. I love this. So if you guys watched the Movie House Awards, my own personal awards show, where I gave you guys the opportunity to vote. We had 1,600 people vote. And I'm going to spoil the winner for Best Supporting Male Actor, right? It was Willem Dafoe. Over 700 of you guys voted for Willem Dafoe, and I believe second place was like 300 votes. And I think everyone is in agreement that Willem Dafoe dominated this performance. I mean, he was absolutely incredible. We also nominated Shia LaBeouf, so it's interesting to see him in there. And obviously, I love Noah Jupe and Honey Boy and Ford v. Ferrari, Shia LaBeouf and Honey Boy and Peanut Butter Falcon, and then Jonathan Majors in The Last Black Man in San Francisco. I mean, there's so many things that could have went in a direction that I would have been happy with, but obviously my choice is Willem Dafoe, one of my personal favorite performances of the entire year. And here's the big shocker. Zhao Shuzhen for The Farewell. Now, out of all of these actresses, she was my choice to win. I just didn't think she was going to. I thought Jennifer Lopez for Hustlers would win. But oh my goodness, if I am not the biggest fan of this movie, of this actress, of what she did in this film, it was such a wonderfully emotional and tender performance, and her relationship with Awkwafina in the film was incredible. And it was cool to see Lulu Wang up there on behalf of Zhao Shuzhen because she's stuck in, I believe she's stuck in China right now due to the coronavirus. So it was a shame that she didn't get the opportunity to come and accept that award. But still, man, I think about that movie. It makes me tear up every time just because, I mean, as you guys know, I lost my grandmother last year. And we'll talk about that because The Farewell is going to pop up here again. But her performance is what made this movie stood out, or at least one of the things. Well, y'all know. Now listen. He didn't get an Oscar nomination, and it's unfortunate. It really is. It's unfortunate. But my goodness, if I'm not so happy to see this picture of him up there accepting that award, and please go listen to his speech. It was so funny. I saw the clip on Twitter. I was cracking up. I tweeted about it at the Burkenator on Twitter. Adam Sandler was one of my favorite performances of the entire year. For me, it's Joaquin, Willem Dafoe, Adam Driver, and this isn't in order. This is just my favorite performances from a male actor. Adam Sandler. He's up there in my top 5 easily, maybe my 2 or 3. Like, that's how good I thought he was in Uncut Gems. And say what you will about, the articles that came out. And, well, I didn't vote for Adam Sandler because he does funny, stupid movies. And he does do funny, stupid movies, but that's not what we're voting for here. We're voting for Uncut Gems. and rightfully so. He wins this award. Rightfully so. Great to see Robert Pattinson in there. Great to see Kelvin Harrison Jr. in there. Matthias from The Mustang. I thought The Mustang was a nice little film. I haven't seen Give Me Liberty, obviously, but Adam Sandler for Uncut Gems. Let's just take a second to appreciate this. Okay. He has been appreciated, and I'm happy. Then we have, well, this is pretty obvious. Renee Zellweger for Judy. I mean, who she's going up against, we have some nice performers in there. It was cool to see Elizabeth Moss at this ceremony. You're used to her being at the Emmys, and now it's like, oh, she's becoming a movie star. We'll see how Invisible Man is, but Judy, she's going to win the Oscar. It's a foregone conclusion, and she just racks up another award here, and she was really good in Judy, so nothing against that winner. Best Director, or in this case, directors. Y'all know how I feel about Uncut Gems. Really any one of these. I mean, a lot of loose fans in the house. Hustlers was well-directed, shockingly well-directed. Alma Harrell for Honey Boy, had my heart absolutely. And Robert Eggers for The Lighthouse. I mean, that movie's brilliant, but Safdie Brothers, Uncut Gems. Yes, yes, yes. Don't know what the Oscars have against these guys. Don't know what the Oscars have against their movies. But in my opinion, they had some of the clear best direction of the entire year. Felt like a modern-day Martin Scorsese take on a film like this. It's nice to see them winning this award, and let's keep doing this, Safdie Brothers. Let's keep bringing in these incredible performances, these incredible the look of their movie is always so strong. Their sound design, their score, they can do it all. They can do it all. They're some of my favorite filmmakers working. And then we have, and I love this, Best First Feature. Booksmart. Olivia Wilde up there accepting that award. I love this. I love this. For me, it was between The Last Black Man in San Francisco and Booksmart, but I probably would have went with Booksmart. That was my choice. So to see her up there and a movie that appropriately captures tone, a movie that will make you laugh. It'll make you feel. It feels like an independent movie at the Independent Film Spirit Awards. But I love everything about Booksmart, man. And it's so nice to see her and her cast and crew up there. And what a funny, funny film. What a funny film that executed and did everything that it needed to do. But let's move on to the big award of the night. One of the big awards of the night. So happy. So happy. I mean, you got some good competition here. You got Marriage Story, Oscar-nominated Marriage Story. You got Uncut Gems that won the director and actor, and Uncut Gems was my choice. Marriage Story, Uncut Gems, Farewell, those three movies were my top three in that category, but let me tell you, I am not upset. I think obviously it's in my top 10 movies of the year. I advocated for this to get nominated for multiple Oscars, Aquafina. I mean, so many things about this film that it truly upsets me that it was overlooked. And it's not everyone's cup of tea, but how this showcases culture, a very different culture from ours, but how it still somehow manages to relate to all of us, because it's all about losing a family member. It's about losing someone that you love. This movie deserves to win this award. As does Marriage Story, as does Uncut Gems. I still have to see A Hidden Life. But The Farewell is not something I can argue with, man. I love seeing Lulu Wang up there. Love it. Makes me so happy. Makes me like get all teary-eyed, because it's like some of these guys were snubbed for Oscars. You got Zhao Shuzhen. You got Adam Sandler. You've got, obviously, Lulu Wang and The Farewell in general. Aquafina. I mean, there are a lot of things that we could have changed about that award ceremony, but we're focused on this one. And this, to me, is awesome, recognizing important independent films that are the crux, the backbone of the film industry. And yeah, you're probably saying to yourself, Austin, but you got all the Marvel posters. Like, I'm a comic book reader from birth. What do you want me to do? And if I put a bunch of library books and poems strapped to my wall, it probably wouldn't look as good on camera. But I love independent films just as much as I love the blockbusters and the superhero, the good ones. There are a lot of bad ones. But as much as I love those movies, right? But these are the ones that speak to me normally the most. And at the end of the year, every year, my top 10 is filled with independent movies more so than the blockbusters. And why is that? Because these are films that speak to you. These are films that spread a message from said director or writer in a very creative, inventive, and most of the time, emotional way. And that's what I love about independent movies, and The Farewell was a film that did that for me. So overall, guys, you can tell I am pretty happy about this awards ceremony. And, you know, normally I'm talking, well, this is going to influence the Oscars. Voting's already happened. It's over. What's going to win was going to win 2 days ago, as it's going to win now. It's said and done. This is not going to influence anything, but what it is going to do, it's going to give us fans of movies like The Farewell and Marriage Story and Uncut Gems, it's your boy, it's going to give us a little bit of a smile on our faces. We're going to go to sleep happy tonight, and it's really cool to see that. So I need your comments down below. If you enjoy this kind of video, definitely let me know that. Thank you all so much for watching. Tomorrow, come back. Is the big time. As soon as the Oscars is over, I'm going to start editing my live reaction, get that out there to you, hopefully before I go to bed. It may be late, so you might have to stay up late with me. Be on the lookout, though, because it is coming tomorrow night, my reaction, and then we'll do a follow-up video on Monday. You guys the very best. I'll see you soon.